Welcome back to my channel and my 3-year dreadlock timeline journey. Holy crap, I can't believe it's been 3 years. So I wanted to start off this timeline a little different than my other two, which I will be linking down below. But this is what my hair looked like a few years prior to starting my dread journey. I had always wore it crazy, scrunched up, messy. I had always been in love with dreadlocks, and I finally got the courage to embark on the journey when I was like 29 years old, but I'm so glad that I did, and I just wanted to show these pictures to start off so people can see the concept of what my natural hair looked like prior to. So for 2016, I get my own dreadlocks. I made them myself. They were super frizzy at first, but I did a lot of crochet maintenance to really keep up on them and help them lock up and mature quickly. For some reason, I never grabbed pictures in the beginning first month, so these next few pictures are going to be 4 to 7 month range. Again, they're really tidy for being new dreads. This is not normally the case. I have a serving job on top of the other many that I have, and I needed them to look really nice and tidy, is why I crocheted them religiously. However, they should have been a little more loopy and frizzy in these stages. It all depends on how much maintenance you're doing, but I really loved this time period because I got to really see how they were transforming and changing and different formations and loops, and just really cool time period. I was starting to lose my length, and I really enjoyed having long hair. I did understand that they would be maturing and locking up and shrinking up a little bit, so this is around the time I started experimenting with a few extensions that I had made and installed. They were very short-lived. I did not keep them in long. I felt like I was kind of cheating the journey a little bit, like jumping the gun, like maybe wait a little bit longer, see what your hair is capable of doing on its own. So they only lasted in a few months, and I removed them and wanted to just see what my hair was capable of. So in this picture at about the 1 year mark, that is when I removed the dreadlock extensions, and I may add some in the future. I don't know, we'll see. And here's baby number 3. Right after having her, I wanted to dye my hair to as close to natural as I could, so I didn't have to constantly keep touching up on it. The dreadlocks were starting to get easier, so here, as you can see, I went brown, and the dreadlocks were getting easier to take care of. The maintenance was much easier. I just had to really take more time on my root area and the new growth, but the dreadlocks themselves were very much locked up and mature. There were a few loops here and there that I would pull in, but I was really loving this stage. I wanted to mention that the first couple months that I had my dreadlocks, I realized I was crocheting incorrectly and causing damage. I made a few videos about this I could link down below, but just putting that out there for anybody is starting their journey and they're choosing one of these methods as like a maintenance method. Definitely know there's a right and wrong way to crocheting your dreadlocks, and I will let you know the correct way. I have a few videos. I now have a dread business, so I'm very educated, and I had to learn the hard way on my own head, which I'm glad it was my own head and not somebody else's. Here you can see I finally mastered the dread bun. My dreads are long enough to be able to do it, and I finally got that perfect swirl. I was so freaking stoked about it. And yeah, at this stage, guys, the 1.5 year to 2 year marker, the length is starting to come back naturally on its own, especially with all of the essential oil treatments I was doing. I noticed my growth picked up rapidly after that point. But these stages were just the best. They were getting really independent, super self-efficient. Maintenance was super minimal, and the hairstyles were getting so fun. Like, I loved it. I had messed around with them in the beginning stages, but at this point here, that's when they became really epic. Like, I just had the time of my life creating new hairstyles. I actually have another video that I can link down below with 8 unique dreadlock hairstyles. So here I am at a company Christmas party with some coworkers drinking a Blue Moon. But as you can tell in the front, even though I said I had a lot of length, the front that's like kind of rested on my shoulder there is just the shorter portion. Towards the back is like down towards my mid-back section. So my hair was layered when I originally started my journey in sectioning off my own hair, I kept that layered deal going. So that's why you see shorter ones in the front, kind of like in this picture, coming down my face and stuff. But maintenance, like I had stated, was so easy at this point. They were just taking off and becoming their own little creatures. I only had to do maintenance probably once every 3 to 4 months now, just touch up the new growth around my scalp and root area, and that was it. Like, compared to doing it every month or every other month in the beginning stages, this was just great. And again, a really cool hairstyle deal going on here. I was actually getting ready for my job, and I used to try and make these really elegant updos. Old ladies would always give me compliments. It was so cute. But yeah, they're getting thicker, fuller. Each dread is looking so crazy different than the one next to it. Even though I did them all the same way, they just kind of take off and all become really unique and just really cool. It's definitely a fun time. So if you're really trying to push through the first few stages or the first year, it gets so much better. Trust and believe. Just have patience. You will learn so much along the way. I wanted to mention that during the summertime, if you don't already have dreads, then just a heads up, they are hot, especially the more mature and older they become and thicker and longer. They are very hot. You may be sweaty and itchy, so you just need to do a little more upkeep on maintenance and cleanliness, a little more so in the summer months, depending on where you live and what portion of the world. But in the winter time, I did less of my cleaning routines and I just did more conditioning because my scalp would get dry and itchy. And those bad boys will keep your ass super warm in the winter time. It's like a wool scarf around your neck. But during this stage, I was starting to miss some of my loose hair. The tips of my dreads were already loose to begin with, so I always had that small softness to play with, but this is where you'll see I brushed some out. I started to go crazy. I think I brushed too many out. It was like 20 something that I brushed out, and I had about 50, but I was really liking it and digging it for sure. People were freaking out like, oh my god, are you getting rid of them? I'm like, no, but I am totally rocking this deal for the moment. But then I realized I missed the ones I brushed out. Like, I liked that I experimented with it and did like the partial deal, but this sounds crazy, but you really do grow super attached to your dreadlocks, and I decided to put a few more back in. And yeah, that became a thing. So here towards the end of this video, I am going to show you what they look like right now, a little over 3 years. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that you found it to be awesome and helpful and informative, especially if you have not embarked on the dread journey. What are you waiting for? But anyway, guys, watching something like this will help you to understand what to anticipate and expect throughout all the crazy stages in the first beginning portion of your dread journey, and then after you hit that 1.5 year mark, so on so forth. However long you decide to have them, they pretty much take care of themselves for the most part with minimal maintenance at that point.
Gonna wait for the cars to pass.
I have a few other dreadlock timeline videos that I had did in the past. I did my 1 year, and I did my second year. I will link those down below, and this one I decided to put the whole kit and caboodle together. If you liked it, thumbs it up, question and comment down below, look for goodies in the description box, subscribe if you're not already. I'd love to have you join me. Have an epic and awesome blessed day. Bye!